Good morning. It's a great day. Fix that collar, son. Sorry, Mom. All right. What's happening with you? Good morning, Amish Matchmakers here. And we help Amish singles find godly spouses, develop epic marriages through marriage mastery. Yeah, we help you find a godly spouse through our matchmaking process. And we help you have an epic marriage through our marriage mastery process. And then we have a certification program too that helps you to become legacy leadership. And that is developing legacy that is rooted in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. It's a great day here in Georgia, cold outside. And I guess a cold front is coming through. That's what they're saying. A lot of weather warnings and broadcasts going out there. Cold where you're at too? It's pretty cold out there. But let's see. I was gonna see what the weather looks like. 25 right now here in Social Circle, Georgia. Oh, it looks like tomorrow it's supposed to warm up. Tomorrow and Friday, get up to 40. And then Sunday or Monday, oh, Tuesday, maybe. I don't know. According to this weather map, it's not showing that it's going to be a cold front on Sunday. It says 30 degrees. It's colder right now than it will be Sunday. But a lot of people are saying an ice storm is on its way. Not sure if that's true or not. Well, I hope you're doing well. And I hope that this this morning as you get on, tell me who you are. Just say hello. I love hearing from you. It's always nice to know others are out there. And this is the Love Talk Men's Edition. And I am grateful that you're here. Oh, well, oh, wow, there it is. Welcome to Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker, Men's Edition. So we've been talking about what happens, how to get out of the friend zone. I hope that was clear yesterday and kind of told the story of my situation with Chantel, my beautiful queen and bride, and the confidence that I had to believe and know that she was saying I had a chance. So, where are you out of this morning? Just say hello from Italy or hello from Indiana or hello from Michigan, but just give me a shout out. It's always nice to have some interaction when I'm on here. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Jedediah Harper. Okay, you're not Amish, but I'd imagine I can understand that with that name. I agree. It would probably make it seem like you were Amish. I agree. I know some Jedediahs that are Amish. And thanks for being here. And if you're visiting here and this is your first time watching this channel, Amish Matchmakers, we want to help you find love, whether you're Amish or not. We got the reputation of being the Amish Matchmakers because we helped an Amish man 5 years ago, and it just blossomed from there to where about 80% of our clientele are Amish. So it's an interesting thing, but we're learning very much a lot of things about the Amish as we serve them and work with them. Um, Amazing community, actually. And so, if you're here, I would love to answer questions. Yesterday, we got into a session, and it was great. Had some interaction, people asking questions about love and about relationships, and able to process through because it makes it more personal, right? When you're asking questions, and of course, if you make good comments, I'll share it on the screen here. But if they're not, some people get blocked too because some people just. But I would love to know where you're joining us from, what country, what state, because some when I get up this early at 5 a.m. in the states, especially Eastern Standard Time, not very many. This is not for the faint of heart. Washington. Oh, there we go. Thanks for that. There we go. See, I can post that. And this one was okay. Yeah, Jedediah. If that is your name, I just see it. It's hard to know on YouTube. How are you Amish and using the internet? That gets said every day. That's cool. Hopefully you understand. I just explained Amish Matchmaker by reputation, not by culture. Neither my wife or I, neither Chantel or I, have anything to do with the Amish in the sense of it being a part of our heritage, culture, background. We just happened to help an Amish man 5 years ago, and it snowballed into a blessing for them and us both. He knew lots of people. He was from the Amish culture. Amazing leader. His name is Jesse Kaufman, who is now heading up a group on the school platform, SKOOL, school.com, called Single to Married. Single to Married. Um, and yeah, they're doing great things to help create the skills of confidence, communication, commitment. And we're seeing lots of weddings over the last 5 years, 30 that we have mentored and been a part of their lives, 30 couples, around 30 couples. Like exact number is escaping me, but it's around 30 couples that, and many, many more that we influenced and impact, and they attended our events or learned some of our skills, thousands that we've helped over the years. But in the last 5 years, specifically around 30 couples that we have mentored directly and or officiated their weddings, even because we mentored them and helped them through the process to match up. So that's how we got our reputation. Um, if you have never liked and subscribed to our channel, we'd love to see that and appreciate that. It helps. It makes a difference. And matter of fact, when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to look more Amish. I made the decision that I will shave off my mustache like they do and thin out this beard and look more Amish like. uh, Put on some suspenders, put on a hat. You may see a picture of my wife and I, Chantel and I. Honestly, how that came about was one of our clients actually. We stayed at a home, rented an Airbnb in, I think it was Ohio. Yeah, it was Ohio. And they had clothes, Amish clothes there. And they're like, you could dress up. You could use these clothes and dress up. So one of our clients came by to see us. Laura, who is now one of the clients that we helped to get engaged. Her wedding's in February. And her daughter came by, and man, she loved it. She's like, oh, you guys got to dress up. So we did. We had fun. Chantel and I dressed up and took some pictures. So some of you have probably seen some pictures of Chantel and I dressed up Amish, and that's when we did it. Oh my goodness, sorry. Woo! Get this coffee to kick in. And you are correct in saying that some of the Amish don't use the internet or electricity. Um, but again, Amish being a culture and a language, the Dutch Amish language, um, they don't all of them. We call them buggy Amish that are more conservative. It's kind of like religion. If you've ever been around different Christian churches, you got more conservative churches, and then you got less conservative and more liberal. It's the same in the Amish culture. The hyper conservative buggy Amish only, yeah, only use buggies and don't have. Well, they will have hire drivers usually uh, to drive them around to farther places when they need a vehicle. They'll hire someone to drive them, but they don't usually have electricity. Some of them don't even have, you know, running water in the very extreme ones, but most of them have water. And then, but the electricity thing is they will use solar power sometimes, or battery operator or generated power from generators. They just don't, again, in the conservative, more conservative Amish, don't use the grid. They don't want to plug into the mainstream grid. They like to be self sufficient. So we've been talking about. So you're in the friend zone. Now what? We said that yesterday. Talked about the mindset it takes to get out of it, and then also we gave some practical things you can do to get out of it, and or just move on. That's what we talked about yesterday. Is what to do to get out of it, or just move on. The one thing that I think a lot of people are challenged by when we start working with them is so many people often when they're single they want to believe that they're single because of all the great excuses and all the great objections that they've created um, are real. I know that sounds terrible. It's true. They want to believe that all the good ones are taken. They want to believe that there's just no singles in my area. I've heard that so many times. Or there's no uh, singles that are meet my qualifications, and I have too high of standards, or I'm just waiting for the one to show up. When it's God's will, they will show up. And so we find all these excuses of why people stay single, or why they keep getting put in the friend zone. Well, because I'm just a nice guy, or I'm too nice, and so nice guys always finish last. And again, there's all these literal excuses to justify um why they are still single. And really it or well, because it's just not meant to be. Because I'm like Paul, some people who are um followers of that are Christians and followers of Papa God, Papa and Yeshua, they will say, some believers will say, well, I'm just supposed to be like Paul. Well, then you're supposed to be married. I'm just going to say that straight up. If you say that, then you're supposed to be married because Paul was married. So, what inspired you to be a mobile DJ? I don't even know what that means. Do the Amish believe in Lord Jesus Christ, King and Savior? Well, I can put that question up there. And it's not about relationship, but I'll be glad to answer that. It depends. That's like saying, just so you know, it is. It's kind of like saying, do Germans or do Mexicans, or because it is a culture. the Amish culture. Um, and there are different levels of conservatism, and some of them do believe in it. As I would say, in the rooted part of it, yeah, I mean, again, they do believe in the Bible. There are certain conservative Amish though that aren't don't read the Bible. The only the bishops and the leaders read it, and the pastors, but they don't read it every day like you and I would. If or they just it's not common that they would. Now they some less conservative do, and yeah, I've met some that definitely for sure believe in the Lord Jesus Christ as King and Savior. Yes, for sure. But again, not all of them believe that way. But a lot of them in the more conservative will believe that it as a religion to control and the Bible, and they use God instead of Father to shame and bring guilt and control. So just, but that happens in Christian religions as well. So yeah, it varies. It varies. So excuse me. But love talk. Let's get into a love talk a little bit here. I don't see any questions being asked about love, so I'll just talk about it. You've been in the friend zone, and you decided to move on from the friend zone. Like, well, let's go through two scenarios. We've got the one scenario that what do I do to get out of the friend zone? I want to make sure that's covered. If again someone tells you, hey, um, let's just be friends. My particular scenario, my example was Chantel, my now wife and queen and bride and best friend and business partner and lover, and oh, she's just awesome. She really is a mentor, actually, in a lot of ways. Yes, 100%. She mentors me in so many different ways and areas of life. Strengths that she has are super awesome, and I've learned so much from her. My queen and bride, Chantel, and so um, when she told me that I would be, um, you know, when she put me in the friend zone, she said, we need to be friends. That, hey, I'm feeling this vibe from you. And I just, I don't want to be the other woman. I just kind of need you to chill. And I'm not looking to, be in a relationship right now. She had just gotten through um, relationship, a tough relationship with Hazel's biological father. And so when we started hanging out, it was just like, okay, that's cool. Let me just hang out and be a part of your life. And you're going to a swap meet. You need someone to push the stroller, right? And so I think that's where, again, I definitely, it's interesting. I validated. And so if you are, if you're looking for love and all of a sudden you get put in the friend zone, it's okay to validate those feelings, those emotions that she is feeling, and just say, okay, I totally understand where you're coming from. And we can just work on being friends, get to know each other. Is that cool? But it does take a certain level of confidence, man. That's why I always go back to the mindset. This is the men's edition, so I'm going to speak to the men. It does take a huge level of confidence to be able to go like, so you're saying I got a chance, first of all, in your mind, and then to be able to be like, okay, well, let's just work on our friendship, and then okay, want to go to coffee tomorrow, and or just don't want to hang out. You're going to be at the event next weekend or whatever. If they're going to a singles event or whatever it may be that you guys are doing together with Chantel. What it was is I was actually living on the couch of her sister Michelle and Jay, couch surfing. So for me, it was just about um, and well, I know we're gonna having that dinner, family dinner, and Michelle's having to Friday dinner. You coming to that, or hey, I know happen to know you're going to the swap meet tomorrow. I know you mentioned that. Can I push the stroller? So I still created opportunities to connect with Chantel. And I was confident enough to say that and still be like, okay, cool. We can just work on our friendship then. And see, here's the thing. Are you willing to say yes? Okay, great. Or are you going to break down and cry and be all upset and be like, oh my gosh, I thought we were meant to be. I thought you were the one. And I've just seen it where that happens. But again, that's part of what happens is your identity gets totally demolished when a woman says, "Hey, can we just be friends?" And for me, I'm just like, "Yeah, that's great. It's an opportunity for us to get to know each other." And then just create some opportunities. Maybe you go to church and it's like, "Hey, if you become, here's the thing, as your best friends become best spouses, seriously, and best lovers. And my wife, Chantel, is my very, very most trusted, most best friend on the planet. It's real. And I love her so much. And I can tell her anything, and she's a safe place. But are you a safe place? Are you that friend? And what's interesting is that, again, a lot of men don't have that kind of confidence to be able to push through the fact that a woman says, let's just be friends. Um, do you see it as an opportunity? So I think that's probably one of the first things is, what do you think immediately after that's said to you? What do you think? What do you do? How do you respond? Are you like all dejected and now you won't make eye contact? And because if that is the case, if you feel that rejection and things, that's a whole nother issue. I guarantee it has to do with a process we deal with and help people with called triggers to triumph, where you have been triggered from some sort of trauma of rejection almost 99.9% of the time. That's what it is. And something that you've experienced probably multiple times in your life, of rejection. And if that's the case, I would probably say that if you're feeling that with whoever put you in the friend zone, you probably need to just back off completely, because you're going to end up smothering them. You're going to end up like, and chances are you're probably having some codependent tendencies anyways, and you're probably overbearing and trying too hard. And so you probably need to just back off completely and be like, okay, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I'm cool with being friends, right? And be and end with that in the sense, okay, and then you back off and work on this. I know this is probably hard for so many singles, but you got to work on your mindset, and you've got to work on your habits and your courage and your confidence. We have found that the three things that are essential: confidence, communication, commitment, skills. And so if you're feeling rejected, we got to back off. We've got to work on that story of rejection, figure out where it came from, possibly or not. But what it did, though, that story has created your life and created your habits and created your response mechanisms and created the things that you're doing and why you're doing them. It has that story that you're telling yourself. And the excuses are connected to the story of why you're still single. Now, again, if you're married or you're dating or you're engaged and living with a woman, like, these things still apply when you're in a relationship too, and you think it's somewhat committed, but you're just friends. You're like in the friend zone. You're not very intimate very often. Maybe once a month when she's ovulating, she will actually let you have sex with her. Like, I said the word, sorry. I know that's not accepted on some um platforms. So when she'll let you be intimate with her once a month when she's ovulating, but the reality is that you have fell into the friend zone as well. We have to actively, as men, be the pursuers. If we want an epic marriage, or you want an epic relationship that will develop and become marriage, and if you're not willing to be committed, we need to look at that too. Why is it? What do you believe about marriage and why? That's a great question. What do you believe about being single and why? Are you willing to ask the hard questions to help you get through your stuff and help you to become better, help you to grow, help you to have an epic relationship that actually goes from just living with each other to marriage and commitment, a higher level of commitment? And if you don't believe in marriage, I'm sorry, you might be on the wrong channel, because I totally believe in marriage. And I believe it makes a huge difference in your life and in the relationship you're in, because it shows commitment. It does. That piece of paper, it's only a piece of paper. Well, it's a paper that represents covenant, that represents a declaration of my commitment to her. It does matter. And you can say what you want, but the reality is, I believe it really, really matters. My experience has been that it helps to take a relationship to the next level. Anniversaries and special occasions that you celebrate every year, birthdays, events that you want to celebrate your epic relationship, and even renewing of your vows. This is a powerful thing, even when you are married. Renewing of your new commitment, your new declaration of commitment towards her and with her, and the marriage and the dreams and the goals that you're going to go after together. These are such powerful things to do, to not only have epic but continue to increase the connection and continue to increase that commitment. It's powerful. So again, what are you willing to do? If you're single, it's time. It's time to realize that, hey, I need to back off, move on. I'm not ready for this. I need to work on my mind and create new habits, create a new self-talk. That's where the mind comes in, and help and develop my confidence. We have some skills and some strategies and things that we help people with that really develop their confidence and develop their communication skills and develop their ability to be more committed. It's all connected, by the way. If you're lacking courage and confidence and you're very needy and clingy, the bottom line is that, by the way, she's going to see you like her son. And women don't want to raise their son. They want to be led by a husband, led by a man, not by a boy. It's time for you to shift out of that stuff. It's not beneficial. Okay. So that's the first step, man. I keep going back to that because, again, if you're in the friend zone, that's not a bad thing. But if you think it's a bad thing, then you probably need to back way off and work on your mindset and start over. Work on that confidence, work on that communication, and learn how to be more committed and how to lead from the front and how to be a man who has a plan that takes action on it and show her that you are that man. I'm telling you, when men do this, the women will come out of the woodwork wanting to be connected to you and wanting to be married to you. And you will become the most eligible bachelor on the planet, I promise, when you take a strong, confident leadership role. I hope this has been helpful. I've got an appointment today, so we're going to keep it short and sweet. I'm always grateful for the comments. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the interaction. Um, I will be jumping on here a little bit later with Chantel again. Every weekday we do. We jump on around 7:15. It varies. Sorry, or excuse me, 6:30, between 6:30 or 7, somewhere in there. Eastern Standard Time. But every morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm here live. And I really enjoy, again, some of the comments. Some of them are just silly. But let me go through them one last time before I jump off. Amish churn butter. Okay. Let's see. Oh, just lots of weird comments. Okay. Jesus. Uh, Good morning, sir. Amish churn butter with passion. Okay. Do they? I'll put that comment. Good morning, sir. Thanks for the good morning. Definitely need to be friends first. I like that comment. I just want a girl that's a friend. Okay. Confidence is the hardest thing for me. I can imagine. That company shirt design is amazing. Oh, thanks. It's a company that we just bought. My wife and I, we buy companies and develop them. I've give 200% for 8 years only to be humiliated by loving her. Okay. Well, let's talk about that. She's not the one for me. I want to believe all that you're saying. Well, you don't have to believe it. You just have to follow directions and work on it with us. You can go over to our group on school, Epic Your Life, SKOOL, and join us, or single to married and join us. I don't know what your status is. Jesse and Adina run the single to married community, and we run the Epic Your Life community. We definitely endorse that single to married community if you're single, to work on the skills of confidence. It really is powerful. Confidence feels like a made up word. Nobody can explain how to obtain it. We'll come back tomorrow or come back a little bit later. That's a good question. Come back in like an hour probably and let my wife and I answer that question for you. Thank you, sir. All right. Do women actually want a loyal man? Yeah, they do. Let's see. I've tried to introduce other Amish to my non-white friends. Non-what? White friends. They don't socialize. Is this normal? Amish are very, yeah. Amish are. I mean, they're like English, but they do have an extra dose of not socializing because they're told to be humble and they're programmed to not make eye contact. They're programmed to not talk very much or have good deep connections in when it comes to relationships. So yes, Amish do. What exactly do the Amish feel about blueberries? Oh my goodness. Amish are slow and reserved about socializing. There we go, Jesse. He is here. Hey, buddy. Thanks for being here. This is my partner who runs. He runs the single to married group. Him and his wife. So there you go. It's an answer from someone who knows, who grew up Amish and now helps develop Amish in their relationships. So, hey, if you haven't liked our page yet, would you do that for us, please? It helps. It really makes a difference. And we'll be back in about an hour, Chantel and I, to share with you a woman's perspective on this. We are the Amish Matchmakers. We help singles to find godly spouses. We match you up. Yes, we do. And we also help you create an epic marriage through our marriage mastery program and process. And then the legacy leadership. We continue to develop you as a couple into legacy leadership, raising your children, blessing them. My wife has phenomenal trainings. We have a training together that we have created called Hops for children and honor, obedience, patience, and self control, and what to focus on with your children. It's really powerful. And so that is part of the legacy development. And we have 12-week year that we help people with in their business and in their dreams and goals that they want to accomplish. What you normally accomplish in 12 months, we help people and have done it ourselves do it in 12 weeks. As a matter of fact, the Amish Matchmaker. Our challenge currently is to develop this company and double its income, double its income and revenue in 12 weeks. That's our current challenge for the Amish Matchmakers. As we acquire companies and help develop them and grow them. And Chantel and I together as a couple are actually working on Nesbitt Repair, and we love it. It's a great company in Madison, Georgia. So God bless you. Have a great day. Thanks for liking and subscribing. There you go. All right. All right. Awesome. That's amazing. Appreciate all of y'all for doing that. It does matter. And then when we go live, you'll get a notification.